Alright guys, so we've got another the Warchief Club 12 game here. This time we're up to the winners final between Diege86 picking his English versus aclawson97 picking his French. We're on Dry Arabia. I think we'll be in for a bit of a blast here guys. So Diege86 going for a fairly standard 2 on gold, 2 on stone to start with. The rest going on to food. Well, AC Lawson going to be going all the way up to. Oh, he's gone up to 5 there on the food. He's got 1 going on the gold. So AC Lawson going for a second scout already. Later second scout here for Diege. A nice couple of hunts here. This one's actually pretty close to the French player. AC Lawson hasn't got a particularly safe second gold mine to go to. Maybe this one here, but I mean that's close to Diege. This one and this one over here are quite far away. And the French has to play quite expansively, while English are actually, while they are one of the best civs for feudal aggression, they are actually one of the best civs at not having to rely on play super expansively in the early stages of the game, or in any stage of the game. Once they actually transition to the farms, which Diege is going to look to do as soon as this wheelbarrow finishes probably. So he's left 2 on gold. 2 on wood, he'll just be gathering food for now. AC Lawson going up to 3 on the gold. He's got 7 on the food there. And he's just now going to start his wood gathering. So you can already see the bit of a difference in the matchup. So French, not really in need for wood early. Really only just need to be able to throw up houses. He probably might look at going for a mill as he ages up so he can get wheelbarrow as well. But the English player really going to benefit from the tech. Benefit from it earlier a lot because he'll be going straight to this farm eco. The farm's half price for the English player and the gathering rates boosted when in range of a mill. So from here English don't really actually need any more sheep, while French probably have more of a need for sheep than any other civ in the game, I'd say. Just given how greedy they've got to play off food eco early on and try and get night damage, delay having to expand onto hunts, or at the very worst case berries or farms. It's French. Got cheaper eco tax, but get absolutely no benefit for berries or farm eco, so you're sort of restricted to hunts and herds and herdables early on. So Diege gonna be going all the way up to 4 to 6 farms before he ages up here. Well, AC Lawson, yeah, pretty reliant on that sheep eco, but he's gonna be able to get a school of cav here. I'm going with 2 to build it. Get more wood gatherers on the lumber camp because he might want to actually throw up a range alongside the stables. And particularly in this matchup, because the English player is going to have really devastating bowmen, and well, really devastating archer units in feudal. You need to really be able to shut them down and get the knights on them ASAP with as minimal losses to spearmen as possible. So I imagine AC Lawson's going to go for the barracks alongside the school of cav. Diege really trying to force out the council hall. It's got 4 villages on it. So 3 is pretty much the ideal number, and neither player here has gone for that. So there's 2 villages on the school of cav, 4 on the council hall. And Diege has gone up to 6 farms now. And he's pinched a lot of sheep, which is going to be great because it actually denies his opponent AC Lawson from really being able to sit back passively. He's got to look at getting some good early trades, or at least pressure out in the map with the knights. There's some harassing on the gold there of AC Lawson's. Diege really wants to reverse the pressure, because I mean, French versus pretty much any matchup, it's quite easy to get that early knight and then second and third knight out. Pressure your opponent, either get more, or if you've taken a little bit of damage, go for the healing. So Diege trying to slow down the gold gathering here for AC Lawson, because knights, you know, the double-edged sword, they are the most expensive unit in the game in Feudal Age. So, and they do cost golden food. Obviously the food eco is well protected here for the French player, so that's why they tend to not rely on going for any sort of exposed food source in the early game. And AC Lawson's even skip going for an early mill to get wheelbarrow in favor of getting a blacksmith and a range this early. Not a bad choice, because I mean the blacksmith, he's going to get bloomery tech for free as soon as he finishes off the blacksmith, being French. So that's his melee damage. Makes his knight charge stronger, because it only takes a knight, only takes the knights to charge and a follow-up melee attack to kill something, rather than having to sit around and hit 3 times. And on top of that, he can look at getting iron undermesh really quickly, or if he wants, he can get fitted leatherwork, because it'll be basically barracks range opening here for the English player. So Diege, he's going to want to try and lull AC Lawson into making either too much archers or too much knights, and just following up with the counter comp to try and break this, or just try and get the quicker castle age in the matchup. Because I mean, the English castle age is probably slightly better than the French one, but in saying that, the French castle age is pretty good. The landmark they're going to get out of that, so you know, both players are going to want to look to get a castle over the other here. I mean, it goes without saying in any matchup, but these are sort of the two titan civs of Feudal Age. So while in the other matchups they might normally get away with a really delayed castle in comparison to their opponent, you know, as long as they don't take a bad fight, they can then often go to a late castle and then push anyway. But here, AC Lawson trying to get some damage on the spears without losing his bowman or his knights. But one of the knights is going to get caught there, so that's really nice for Diege. AC Lawson's probably going to have to disengage here, I'd say. Oh, both the knights being sniped there, so Diege's really opened quite solidly here, and Lawson punished. A little bit of miscontrol there, because knights, like I said, they're worth twice as much as the horsemen even, and about 3 times as much as spears or regular archers. Longbows are slightly more expensive than spears and regular archers, but that's more like 10 resources, not like 80 to 160. So second stable's going down here for AC Lawson, but at the moment he probably just needs the added ranged firepower, I think, because there's already 5 spears out and there is 8 longbows. So really, if he can try and mass up enough archers to snipe all these spears, then he can look at going for really crazy knight damage. And in the meantime, I don't know, it's probably not such a drama not having too many knights, because there's up to 11 longbows, but you need to be able to get on the longbows and kill them. But the main priority is not dying as the French player, because you've got the more expensive army when you are actually on even pop, unless you've pretty much only got archers, I think. But Diege, really, he just needs to make sure he doesn't throw away these longbows and doesn't really back down on the spear production if AC Lawson's going to commit to it, or commit to cavs. I mean, he's only getting horsemen now instead of knights, which is saving him a little bit of coin here because these, you know, they cost half as much, train slightly faster. But you got to make sure you've got enough of a front line just so that your longbows are safe. And has got that range damage upgrade in now. Well, yeah, Iron Under Mesh, research for AC Lawson, so he's going to take not as much damage from the longbowman. Or he's basically going to have at least offset that upgrade. But Diege looking to go really aggressively. Has only got one villager on this tower, so it's going to be easy for Lawson to deny the tower going up, but he wants to take the fight instead. I'm not sure if this is the best move, and on top of that, some of these horsemen have actually engaged the spears instead of the longbows, so it's a little bit rough for AC Lawson. And unfortunately, pretty much all of his fight's been cleaned up. All of his forces have been cleaned up in that fight, so Diege coming out well ahead in that trade, and this is rough. Lawson actually having to tap out because he's run out of food at home. His main food source has just been towered, and I don't know if he's confident about getting onto another one. Well, whose is that? Oh, that is his. I was going to say, did Diege already pinch that? But no, that was Lawson's.